Hey guys, we're Sal and Al.
The Wool Slayers.
Welcome to episode 17.
Yay.
Merry Christmas, happy holidays, happy Hanukkah, whatever you celebrate.
Kwanzaa.
Yep.
Festivus.
Hanukkah started last night, which I was like so jealous.
Yeah.
I was like, that's not fair.
Oh, but think of it. You have to start so much earlier. I'm barely getting to Christmas.
Oh yeah, I'm already done. I was like, they're already getting to open presents.
No,
but that's very cool.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm Sally.
And I'm Alan.
I'm Sally Wren on Ravelry.
And Alan loves yarn on Ravelry.
And we have an Instagram account, Wool Slayers Podcast, and a Facebook page, Sal and Al, the Wool Slayers.
Mm-hmm.
Please, feel free to follow those if you wish. We do post free patterns a lot, or just, shenanigans.
Right.
So it's pretty fun. What else? We have any admin stuff?
I don't think so.
I think so. Let's just dive in.
Okay.
We're in Alan's home, and we usually sit over there, and we've moved so that we can show her cute.
I wanted to show my stockings.
Yep.
And we're missing one right there.
You're always in our hearts, Phyllis.
I know. It's Phyllis's. And I'm hoping she has it.
Phyllis, do you have your stocking? Because she's a little worried. Oh, now it's going to bother me.
Because it's moving. And that's it. Yeah. So, what are you wearing?
Well, I'm wearing a beautiful swancho from my mother-in-law, and that's all we're going to talk about right now.
Aren't we really?
Oh, and I'm wearing a really pretty necklace that I got from FabFitFun.
Oh.
It was really fun. It was one of those boxes, like, you pay $50 and you get like $200 of mystery.
Oh, I've never heard of that.
Yeah, it's I had a 50% off code, and I think it was 50 anyway. Okay. And it came with a poncho in it as well, which I was like, what? I never wear ponchos. Now I have to. And it came. Daisy's snoring.
Yes,
in case you can't tell.
Yeah.
And it came with this necklace, and it had some other stuff, which I've kind of like not allowed myself to open all of it. I know there's a really cute coffee mug in there. But anyway, that's all we're going to talk about right now.
Okay. Well, I am wearing a cowl that I made last year.
I love that yarn.
So this yarn is hand spun that I fall for hand spun every time I see it because I love barber pole. And
cute.
There it is. You can see all the barber pole. Just loved it. And it is a smocking stitch.
I was about to say that's a really good marriage of yarn and stitch.
Thank you.
Because it like the yarn's textured and then but that texture like complements it rather than distracts. It's really nice.
Well, and I especially wanted to have these long floats.
Yeah.
For the smocking, so you could see the
yarn in its natural.
The barber pole.
Yeah.
I just loved it.
It seems like, is it super warm? It seems like
it's pretty warm.
So cozy.
And it is, I think I knitted it too tight a gauge. Because you know how hand spun, you don't really know.
Right. It's really pretty.
So it stands up more than I really.
And see, I like for them to stand up. So I think that's great.
Kind of awkward. It'll sort itself out. Sorry, you don't need to see my
your tank top.
Yeah.
Always gotta.
Yeah. So
tank top underneath our ponchos.
Yeah. Tank top, no long sleeves, because it's gonna be 75.
Oh, look at mine. Look.
Yeah.
My poncho has sleeves. I guess it's not a poncho. It's a shawl with sleeves.
Yes, it is a shawl with sleeves.
See, it's just it's a rectangle.
Yeah.
And she bought it. It's not knitting. I'm only talking about it because you didn't know I didn't want to talk about what's underneath.
I know, right?
If I don't save it, I won't have enough sleeves.
Oh, I definitely don't have a lot of sleeves. And it's been 2.5 weeks. Like, we should have a ton of sleeves, but we'll talk about
why we don't have a ton of sleeves, because there's a reason.
Yeah. So.
Okay, so what do we do first? Since it's been 2.5 weeks.
Fails.
Do you have any fails?
I do not have any fails.
I have it's not a fail, but I am reconsidered starting my breathing space.
Oh.
Because I went to Cast-ons, and that's the Vera Valimaki striped, it's like diagonal stripes sweater. And I was gonna make it in cinder and robin's egg blue. Right. And I'm still very much, it's gonna happen, but I'm going to wait until I'm a different size. It's one that you don't want you want little to no ease.
Ah.
And so I would have to either knit it and just go, hope I'm this size next winter.
Oh yeah, and it's so far away. I thought you wanted to wear it this spring.
Yeah, it's also one of those, like, the size differences are like 4 inches.
Oh.
And I'm like in between. It's, you know, like a 42 or 46 or something. And I'm just like, I don't know what I'm going to be, because if you're new, I've lost 63 pounds this year with like 80 more to go. And I just have no concept of what size I will be.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't want to not love it, because I love the yarn and pattern together so much. So I'm not going to cast it on yet, which is a bummer, because like I had caked up the yarn and I had like the bag and the needles and it's just, but then I was like, you know what? It just didn't feel right.
Listen to the little voice inside your head.
Like, don't knit it just because. I'd rather knit it start knitting it at the end of next summer when I'm closer to like my goal weight.
Right.
With at least a reference of what, I have no idea what I'm going to look like.
Right. Yeah, because
what if I don't lose anything here?
Right.
And so I still need like a girl can dream, right? A husband can dream, right? I haven't been that weight in so long that I have no idea what.
And you had children since you were that weight.
Right.
So your body shape changes so much.
Yeah.
Okay. Good.
I know, I'm sad because I really, really, really wanted to knit it, but it's going to have to wait.
Yeah.
So I've filled the void with other things.
All the things.
All the things.
Oh my goodness.
So, sleighs.
Sleighs?
Yeah.
Okay. Sleighs.
How many do you have?
3.
I do 2. Okay, perfect.
Okay.
2 small ones and a big one.
I'm going to do my favorite one first. Okay. So this is also a trophy.
You finished that already? Yeah. Oh, it's so cute.
So
the bandana cowl.
The bandana cowl. And now I'm going to have to take this off and put it on, because I haven't actually put it on since I blocked it.
I've made that, and I actually like yours better. I talk about too tight a gauge. Mine was too tight a gauge. I've made that exact pattern, and it stands up.
I actually. Oh, and see, that could be good in New York.
I'm giving it away, but
I went to
it looks good.
The Sated Sheep in Dripping Springs, Texas. My mom and I went there one night, and I mean, we had the best time.
Yeah.
They were having a knit night, and we didn't know it. So there were tons of people there. They had cheese and wine and meat. We didn't even get involved in that. We spent all our time looking around the shop and talking with the girl that worked there. She was just full of information. Ended up buying, my mom bought.
That looks like alpaca. What is it?
It's Tundra. It's Fiber Company.
Oh, right.
They had Fiber Company Tundra there, which is the bulky weight yarn that we used for when we were yarn ambassadors for them. And I have been wanting a navy cowl. This is something that would really fit into my wardrobe.
Because you wear a lot of white and
navy and gray, and you know,
I like it with the red.
It does look great with the red. So and they had the Tundra, and I knew that the bandana cowl, it was for bulky. So I was like, so my mom bought me the Tundra.
Isn't it such a fun pattern?
Oh,
it's a free one from Pearl Soho.
Mm-hmm. Pearl Soho bandana cowl, and it I of course had to modify it because there was not enough yardage, but it was fine. And now the pattern calls for size 10 needles. I used 10.5 because I didn't want it to be.
Yeah, I should have.
The yarn seemed thicker than what was in the pattern picture, so I just but using 10.5.
That was a good decision.
Thank you. I love the drape of it. It used more yarn,
right?
Of course. And I think I was short by like 3 yards anyway.
Which makes a big difference in bulky.
It does.
Like 3 yards,
it's like 3 stitches.
That makes a big difference.
Yeah. So but all I did was I just did fewer round. Like I did all the shaping.
Yeah.
All the short row shaping, and then after you do that, you just do knit around and around.
Oh, that halo.
But I literally used every inch.
I was about to say, I bet you had none.
I had to spit splice the tail from the beginning.
The cast on.
The cast on.
Hey,
because
I'm so proud of you because that's exactly what I would have done.
And I used 3 different binds offs.
And I love that you spit splice because you know that's my jam.
I know. I was like,
that's
wait,
the
Sally
spit
did
splice. Splice is like a dream
and
too.
it even has silk in it. It's not 100%, you know. But I used 3 different bind offs because they said use a stretchy bind off.
And you're like, it's using too much yarn.
Yes. So I got like halfway through and I'm like, I'm not gonna make it. So then I did halfway through. I did a stretchy bind off, and then I started doing just a regular bind off.
Surely that's enough stretch.
Right. It's fine. So then I started doing regular bind off, which if you're loose enough, it'll be fine. Yeah. So then I get like 10 stitches from the end and I'm out.
You had to do that,
no more yarn.
That yarnless?
Yes, I did the yarnless.
God. God bless YouTube, am I right?
Oh,
were you looking up?
No, because I had done it before.
Oh, okay.
So I did the yarnless one where you literally just almost crochet chain them.
And it's really stiff, right?
It is really stiff.
But it doesn't matter because it's so...
And I literally had like 2 inches left of yarn.
That's hilarious.
And I was maybe an inch away or an inch and a half away from the end. So I did that. And then I wove my tail through to then catch that final stitch because you don't have anything to secure that with. So I caught that final stitch and then, every single
Well, I know that's
fiber
like your love language is using every inch of yarn. So I'm sure this is like...
That is my knitting love language.
It really is. You get so pissed when you have leftover yarn.
Nothing went in the trash. Not a single
their
fiber.
Depth of color. Yeah. Look at hold it up closer. Look at how interesting it is while being all... Oh, it's not.
Yeah, no,
it's totally not doing justice. It's so pretty.
It's darker than it is on the screen, but it is.
And it has a halo. This gorgeous. It has alpaca in it, right?
Uh-huh. Oh, yes, it must.
I think it does.
Yeah.
It's like a mix. Like it had a lot of different... Oh, it's so pretty.
It feels so good. And I love it. I mean, it's such a simple, basic, and it's a solid color, which I never do. But
that pattern is so easy to wear. Like you just put it on. There's none of this like fiddling or...
It's great.
That's wonderful.
There you go. It's also good for men. So my mom bought Tundra.
That is good for men.
In the color that you use, the white with the blue speckles.
Yes.
The Barent Sea.
Yes.
She bought that for herself, and we cast these on together the next morning.
Awesome.
So,
that's a fun knit.
Yeah.
Yours is beautiful.
Thank you.
I'm gifting mine. I made it a couple of years ago.
Now you need to get some Tundra and make yourself one. But it took the whole thing. Oof, the whole thing. Okay, that
happened to me too. Okay, so
I'll get redressed.
I'll do my project that used every inch of yarn, like to the point where I had to cut out inches of this. And I put it on Alan's head.
Oh, that's right.
So this so cute. It doesn't look as okay, I think when you hold it not on the head, it looks awful. Like look at how stupid it looks.
It looks squatty.
Yeah, but then when you put it on, whoop,
there we go.
Simmer down. When you put it on, it doesn't look terrible.
It looks adorable on.
I think, okay, so this is for the charity hat. For our local knit group, we had to do a charity item, but most of us picked hat.
Oh, was it an item? I
think it said item.
Okay.
I think it said hat or winter item.
Okay.
This is the 10-star hats, and I had this skein of super bulky from Knit Picks that they sent me for free, like in a order, and like you put in a code and you got this free mystery yarn. Well, it was super bulky.
I think it's adorable.
But I don't knit a lot of super bulky, especially one skein. What are you gonna do with one skein of super bulky? You put it with, this is actually worsted, this coral color, orange coral. I don't know, it looks different.
It looks like a bear's.
When I bought it I meant to bring the hank of it because it looks coral.
Oh.
But then when I put it with the navy, I was like, that's orange, and I don't love orange.
Yep, it's amazing putting colors next to another one.
When you just hold it by itself, it's coral. It's beautiful. It's like a peachy coral. And then I was like, no. But anyway,
Did you hold it double for here?
I held it double because this was worsted. This coral is a worsted that I got at Tuesday morning. And I held it double and did the ribbing. And then this is just a really easy seed stitch, but it's so pretty. And I guess that's why it's sucked up so much.
It looks like baubles.
Yeah, it's just seed stitch. But because it's super bulky, it makes such a good texture. And then
it does.
I had a ton of this, so I made
I think it's adorable.
It's pretty cute on the head.
Yeah.
Like I was kind of disappointed in it, but it's supposed to be much slouchier, and I was just like, crap, I am completely out of yarn. So, and I didn't want to do like that thing where you make the crown orange. I just felt like that was a bit much.
Right.
It's such a high contrast. So I just went with it, and it's not bad. It's, and it feels great. Like,
yeah.
It's super.
I would buy that yarn.
Yeah, no, the yarn's great. It's just, I didn't buy it.
Right.
And so.
But super bulky.
But like one ball of super bulky is like 50 yards. It's like, what am I going to do with this?
Right.
But, right. So I've had it for years. No, yeah.
It's super cute.
Used every single stinking inch.
Love it.
Yeah.
Well, my next one is my charity knit, and you saw the beginning of it.
Oh, yeah.
The strib hat.
Cute.
And it just is amazing to me that the striping, like it's a striped hat.
It even ended right there.
Yes, like it even right here is the end of the 1x1 rib.
That's hilarious.
It was amazing. So
couldn't do that again if you tried.
Seriously?
Yeah.
I know. So it's done, strib hat.
Cute.
I'm happy with it, and I'm gonna give it to you. Oh wait, you're not gonna be there.
I'm not gonna be there on Friday.
When are we gonna give it?
You can still give it to me.
Okay.
And I might take it over to that one in Keller.
Oh, I thought we needed to give
We
it
don't have to give it to, we can give it to any charity of our choice. Do you have a different one?
I don't. Okay. Wonderful. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, so that was that one.
Okay.
Next. Oh.
Okay, so one of my favorite foods is cookies. Doesn't matter what kind. Hence why I need to lose 150 pounds. Not from this point, but like total.
Right.
So.
And I will say, Mark loves chocolate chip cookies. And I asked him, we were talking about it, and it was right around his birthday, and he's been really good. He's lost a lot of weight. And he was like, do not make me cookies.
Yeah.
I'm like, what?
I didn't have a cake for my birthday.
He will
I was
eat
like,
them all.
Yeah. So I love cookies. My other favorite food is toast, just in case you're wondering. Any kind. From homemade with butter to French to garlic to any kind of toast. Love.
That's so funny. I don't think of French toast and garlic toast as toast. But they are
totally.
toast. It's in the name.
Yeah. So I'm not eating cookies. And, Weight Watchers is not a diet, it's a lifestyle. But, you have to know yourself.
Right.
And I can't just eat one cookie. So I made one.
That is so cute.
I will flat out say the embroidery is not my jam. I suck at it. I am not.
You don't though. Look at it.
Well, but this you're able to be. It's supposed to look like frosting, so it's okay if it's not perfect.
But it is. It's so precious.
How stinking cute.
So cute.
This is Gingerbread Boy. It's a free pattern on Ravelry. And I love him.
I know. His bow tie, Sally.
Yeah, the bow tie. I copied that. She had several little options in the pattern pictures. And one of them had this little bow tie that's just looped yarn, and I was like, that's happening. And I still want to get some buttons, but I really want to find gumdrop buttons. Instead of embroidering buttons, I want to buy and put some gumdrop buttons. But I have to go find some that are the right color.
In the right size.
Yeah.
They've got to be little.
I got to take him with me to the store.
Oh, that is.
And then this is just DK weight. So he's worsted weight. I knit him on a size 3. This is DK that I had. In my scraps. This is worsted weight Malabrigo. I wanted it to be fluffy, so and holiday colors. So it was green and fluffy because it's a single ply.
But it's such a great green with that brown.
Yeah, I thought so too. I think it's
because it's not holiday green like these are.
It's Mad Tosh. It's not Malabrigo. It's Mad Tosh lettuce.
Oh.
I think.
You're using that on something else.
No, Malabrigo has a lettuce too,
okay.
Or I'm totally wrong. But yeah, this is Mad Tosh. And his mouth is a little wonky, but whatever. That's all.
So
that's
cute.
Malabrigo, a single ply Malabrigo, worsted weight. I love him.
He is so cute.
And I started this on Sunday, and I finished it last night. So Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. And I have not had very much knitting time.
I haven't either.
So he was kind of my little stress reliever yesterday.
He is just adorable. Good job.
And he feels so good. Like, he feels like a dog toy, kind of.
Oh.
Like, he's kind of dense and like...
Oh, he is dense.
Isn't he sweet, though?
Wow.
Yeah.
Did that hurt your hands knitting that?
You know, it didn't. It didn't. I was worried about that, but I think also because I didn't just sit down and like bang out the whole thing.
Oh.
And I think that's more my problem with like the snitch hurting my hands, because I went start to finish without stopping. It's like, well, duh.
Right.
Like,
Right.
But yeah, a tight gauge does hurt my hands. But like, I think I did him, and I did like torso, and then I did legs and arms, and then I did like in 3 different days. And yeah, he didn't bother me.
That's awesome.
I love him.
He is adorable. Well, and so I took the Carson Demers class.
Oh yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Life-changing?
Life-changing. If you can take his class or buy his book, just life-changing. But what he talks about, and he has a worksheet, is having a variety of projects. Like, he would tell you not to be monogamous.
Yes. And I've done that too. I self-diagnosed that. Like, that's why I have so many. I have to have different weights and everything. And it's also because I get bored, but I get like, when I was knitting a lace weight sweater, I also had some worsted and some.
And I'm not so great about that. When he says don't be monogamous, he means don't always knit a fingering weight shawl. Like, change up your yarn weights, change up techniques. Like, do some cable in one, do some plain stockinette in another. Like, so you have different things. Your hands are moving in different ways.
I'm totally on board for that.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like I've figured that out myself. And so him saying that, I'm like, yes.
I know, right?
I mean, I'm not always good about it, because let's be real. We get obsessed.
Right.
And like, I'm going to finish it if it's the last thing I do.
And it very well might be.
My arms might fall off, but this is getting done.
Right.
But after that one really bad bout of like tendinitis I had last summer, like not this most recent, but like a year ago, that hurt so bad that I've been better ever since.
Yeah.
But
like, when you start feeling the pain, you change.
I stop.
And that's what he says. He's like, if it hurts, stop.
Exactly. And that's what they say in yoga. She's like, if it hurts, and we all go, don't do it. So it's like, hello, this is common sense.
And I changed. So he says that. And like, I think some of my pain comes from working out at the gym, like different weights or movements.
And a lot of the poses, the yoga or Pilates poses, hurt. And I'm like, well, I'm not doing that one. I'm not messing up my wrist.
Exactly. I'm not screwing with my knitting.
I'm not screwing with my knitting for this yoga pose.
So I did that
agree.
at the gym. Like, something was hurting when we were doing
Stop
it.
it.
And I went to the trainer and I was like, okay, this hurts right here.
I need a modification.
Yep. And he's like, okay, then do this. And I'm like, okay, I'll do that.
Yeah.
Or lighten your weights. And I was
whenever
like,
you have to like brace yourself on your wrists, especially the ones where they want you to have your hands behind you and like your tabletop, but like with your belly up instead of your.
Oh, right.
I can't do it. Like, my wrists are just like, nope. And I'm like, I'm not doing it.
Right. And that's what I did.
Yeah. And I don't refuse to do a lot of stuff, because I feel like that's why I'm here. But that's why I'm at the gym, to be out of my comfort zone. But like, I'm not messing up my wrist. So he didn't hurt me. Yay! He was nice. I love him.
So cute.
I said I was gonna give him to Mitch, and Mitch was like, why?
I know, right?
Like, okay, I'll keep it. I just thought it would be funny to put him in his stocking, you know?
Oh,
like poking out.
To have something in a stocking.
And because Mitch doesn't ever get like, cute little fun toys knitted. So I was like, obviously, like, you wouldn't be expected to play with it, but like, it would technically be yours, and we would all just, look at it or whatever.
Right. I'm surprised the kids didn't try to take it.
Oh, they did.
Oh.
And since I have 2 kids and don't want to make 2 gingerbreads, I was like, I'm going to give it to Daddy. And he was like, wow. Thanks. He's not an idiot.
Right, exactly.
But so, I mean, he's mine. Like, let's be real.
I know, right?
He's mine.
You love him.
I do. Like,
I
can't, like, I just love him. He feels so good.
Okay, bye. Okay.
You have to go lay down now.
So my last FO is something y'all have seen before. I made more snitches. Now.
Is that the, okay, sorry.
No.
I'm so bad about interrupting. If I know the answer, I'm like, oh,
right. So I have, I had 3 more to make. I made the big one, I should grab it. It's right here on my little hand knit item tree. Everything on the little tree is hand knit.
Oh wow.
Or
when I see the
crocheted.
difference.
Okay, so this is the big one. I haven't put the wires. Like that's with the
this
DK
is the
way
pattern,
that they.
the way the
DK? Yeah.
I don't know. We both held fingering doubles, so who knows?
And then this
Look
is
at
the
the
one
difference.
that I made single on smaller needles.
So this is holding fingering weight
Single.
and just went down and needed a
I went
needle.
down,
Needle.
I think, to a 1.
That's perfect.
Yes. It worked out great, and it's such a different size.
Yeah, it really is.
And
when
this-
you hold those, when you brought this one out first, I was like, oh, yeah, you know,
It-
and I was like, whoa, I'd forgotten how big the.
And I think
Cute.
the smaller size is actually a better ornament size.
It really is. This is kind of big.
It's kind of big. It's fine.
I love it, but yes.
Yeah. But
That's a good ornament size for sure.
so then.
And knitting with single held is so much better.
Oh yeah.
So much
You use less yarn.
kinder to your hands
Oh,
too,
true.
and not the tangling and all that.
Well, and I had to go down a size, so it still is a tight knit. But what I wanted to show y'all, there's we've talked about it before. Oh my gosh, I'm covered in Daisy here.
They say.
How you can do a running thread to count your stitches.
Yes.
I learned about it from Stephanie Pearl
Me
McPhee.
too.
I think you did too.
Mhm.
And it's YouTube. You know, Google it, running thread to mark stitches. But what I did on this, because you have your cast-on thread is there, and you knit increases, and it's a free pattern. You knit increases, and then you need to knit 7 rows of plain stockinette.
Mhm.
So what I did was, I took my cast-on yarn. It actually ended up coming up through the middle. So let's see if I can get this to focus. So there's the cast-on yarn. And when I got to where I was going to do stockinette, I flipped it to the outside. So that now it's hanging in the middle of my, that's the beginning of the round.
And so you count from
Exactly.
where
So
that's hanging
now
out.
I can count the bars in between those two
just
stitches.
from the tail.
Yes, just from this tail.
Genius.
Genius. And it's such a simple little thing. I'm sure so
It's
many
so
people
simple.
do this.
The hardest part is remembering to do it.
And it just, not everybody thinks of it. So I figured I'd just throw it out there. And
Little
it's
tip.
so much easier to count 7 rows than to figure out, oh wait, where was my last decrease, or to tick it off, because there's not that many stitches, you're constantly ticking. So so this is the final one. I waited to fill it up so I could show y'all. And then I'm finished with snitches.
No more snitches.
No more this
Snitches
year.
get stitches.
So that
So
was
yeah,
my
that's
final.
like your 4th one. Is that
Yes, that's my 4th
in progress.
one.
Wow.
Yep, and I'll finish it today and
Yeah.
be finished.
Yeah, I had no idea the monster I was creating.
I know.
I made one. And she's made 4.
I know. Well, I just, I have.
It was just too perfect.
It was too perfect, and I have 2 friends that we're in book club together, and our kids are close to the same age, and I'm like.
Well, that is a really good book.
And they are
Yes,
huge
because,
Harry Potter fans, and we've gotten our kids to be huge Harry Potter fans, and so
You're like, that's happening.
yes,
Yeah.
they need one of these.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's my final.
Well, I love it.
Thank you.
And so I have my final, and obviously it's my little bird. Which I'm glad to take this off because it's getting hot.
I know. It started out like 35 this morning, but it's gonna be 75. So
Texas, y'all.
I love it though.
You don't like the weather? Just wait.
Yep.
5 minutes.
Yep.
Okay, so let's see. I'm obsessed with this sweater.
It is so awesome, and you look so good in it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
We'll probably have to add like a picture or something.
Right.
Okay. It's amazing, and I'm a goddess when I wear it.
She is.
and I love it. So I finished it. I don't really know what else to say. Like, it's amazing. I love it.
It fits
so
beautifully.
thank you. It's so delicate. Like, I was afraid to put my seatbelt on. I mean, I did obviously, but I was like, don't snag my sweater. But I think I'll get over it. I think it's just because it's the first time I've worn it out of the house. I blocked it, and it just is so drapey. My husband could not stop hugging me. He's like, it's so soft. He's like rubbing. He's like, it's so soft. I mean, even he was like, you're a magician. I mean, it impressed a muggle. So I don't know if I can.
A muggle. Oh my God, that's so true.
Yes. So it's super, lots of ease.
It is beautiful.
Thank you. I adore it. I finished it last Friday at Knit Group.
Because you were doing the ribbing.
I was doing I was finishing a sleeve, and I finished it at knitting.
And you put it on, didn't you?
And I put it on, unblocked. I just literally it had the ends hanging out, and Erin snapped my picture, and so I got to get a new picture with it, blocked, because it really opened up. And I love how there's so much room. It's almost like it's not quite a bat wing or whatever, like it's.
Oh, like a dolman sleeve.
But it's almost like a boxy.
That's what I was just thinking.
But because it's lace, you don't look boxy. You know what I mean?
Oh, right. It still shows.
Because when you have your arms down, it just sucks in. I don't know.
But that's also because you used the right yarn for it.
Thank you. Yes. This is the best yarn pattern marriage I've ever come up with. I love it. It's the Fiber Lady Chicacot. I have no idea how to say it, but that's how it's spelled. Bamboo cotton blend, and it feels like silk. Oh, and then so I was sitting there weaving in my ends at knitting after I tried it on, and I found a drop stitch on one of the sleeves. It was like back here, and I laddered all the way up to the ribbing, and then I just tacked it down. Because then I would be messing up the ribbing if I tried to add a purl stitch or whatever.
How was your ribbing not off?
I don't know.
Interesting.
Probably because
you had to decrease somewhere else.
I didn't care. I didn't go by how many the pattern told me to pick up around. I just picked up 106 and it said something different because I could comfortably pick up 106, and I learned when I picked up the neckline that I don't like the way she has you pick up stitches. It didn't work for me, like my brain. And so I knew, because I had really struggled with getting what she said I should have.
And everybody's gauge is different.
Yeah. And so I knew when it got to the sleeves, you do you, boo-boo. And so I didn't even stress about it. I was like, she says 112, we'll see what I get. And when I did the first one, it was 106.
Right.
Or something. Maybe 108. So
as long as it fits
because I had an even number, maybe I didn't though, because in the ribbing, I don't know, it worked out.
Maybe you didn't have an even number until you dropped it.
And so I did have to, and it is a little tighter where I picked up that, but to be honest, I
wouldn't have noticed if you hadn't.
You can feel it. But to be honest, when I blocked it, I forgot that I wanted to.
Pull it.
And so if I would have done that, it would have. So next time it gets a wash, I'll.
Right. It's so pretty.
This is my favorite thing ever.
That's so great.
Thank you.
And that's saying something, because you used to love your Hide-Fude.
Yeah, but it's too big now.
Right.
I still wear it, but it's just.
Could you take it in and steek off the extra part?
I would never do that. I would rather just rip it out and re-knit it.
Oh, that's true. Save the yarn.
But yes, I love everything about it. I love the color. I love the yarn. Oh my God, it's so comfortable. It gets you a little breeze. It's not warm at all, which I love.
You can wear it so much more.
I can wear it. Yeah, I don't know what else to say. The lace is perfect. It's perfect.
It's
knit
beautiful.
one.
It's beautiful.
You should all knit one.
I have the pattern.
And feel, you do, because you have all the books, and you should feel as amazing as I feel right now.
Yeah.
Oh, and I did, the sleeves were supposed to be 12 inches.
Like a 3/4.
And I did 9. Oops, tail. Just needs to be trimmed. And I actually had originally planned to do shorter, I thought I would do, but then when I looked at it, I tried it on with, the needles dangling, and when I looked at it in the mirror, it was awkward. It's the length it is for a reason. She has you go down.
Because the way it pulls.
So you have this seam, And then when you ended it here, it just didn't look good. Do you know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
It was breaking your
shape.
It broke my arm up too much, like to have a line here and then a line here. So I did a little longer, but not as long as the pattern says. And I'm happy with my sleeve length. She wanted you to go 12 inches, which would be like.
Right, but if you're going to wear it in the spring and summer,
Yeah,
you don't want it long.
I didn't really want it to be longer. So I did it as long as I thought it needed to be, and it's kind of off center, like I'm not wearing it right. I did it to where, it gave you a nice line, but it's still short.
I think it's great.
Thank you.
Great.
I haven't quite figured out where because the way the shoulder, it's like a drop shoulder,
right.
like the shoulder is
you can't
here.
line up your seam here.
Yeah, and so you have to go, wait a minute.
I wonder if you need like a little marker in the middle. Well, that'd be in the back. That wouldn't help you.
I do have one of those tags that says this took forever that I'm going to sew in the back.
Oh, yeah.
Because the back and front are kind of identical,
right.
but it does matter which way you wear it. And so to keep me from switching it all the time, I'm going to put a tag in.
Well, and Susan B. Anderson showed that on her Instagram. She just takes a different color yarn and sews a little dot on the inside
which you
of the
could totally
back
do,
collar.
but I have that tag. I have that cute tag,
Okay.
and it's appropriate.
Actually,
it
didn't take you that long.
I started this. I cast this on August 25th, and I finished it December
9th, 8th.
8th.
That's
I wasn't
that's
even
a month and a half.
Yeah, because I wasn't really no, 2.5.
Okay, you're right.
Yeah.
2.5.
But I just wanted to get it done before March, so
right.
I feel like, but it's still.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, and you know what? Honestly, there were only a couple of times where I was like, it's never gonna end. Like it was really fun to knit. That's why I got it done so fast.
I'm gonna knit it.
I love it.
I know. It's great.
Lace weight's kind of awesome.
It drapes so nicely.
It just feels so good.
And in our climate, it's appropriate.
Yes, like I really feel like I can wear this and not die.
Right.
But anyway.
Okay, so next
and I'm not gonna put my poncho back on. Whip
cracking.
Got some whips to crack.
Okay.
Okay, so wait, should we first mention our craziness?
Yes.
Okay. So I think
I can't believe I did it again this year.
Didn't we both say we're never doing it again?
Swore I was never gonna do it.
We both suckered in. So our knitting group, our local knitting group, what do they call it? Cast-on
12
Mania.
days of Cast-on Mania. Yeah. 12 days of
12 days of cast-ons. So I went through my queue, and I had to find a variety. For that, you have to find a variety because of needle size.
Right.
It's like.
Though last year I did it, I had so many size 6 and 7 projects. I bought size 6 and 7 needles. So I
have several size 6s and several size 4s and several sock needles. But I mean by several I mean 3 to 4. Like that's
I have 6 size 7.
Yeah, see that's too much for me. I would start to sweat. I don't you know me, I'm like a minimalist or whatever.
Right. It all still fits in my little carry bag.
No, I believe you. But for me, I mean you do you. I start getting like so I went through and I picked out 12 things and there's no rules about like it needs to be a gift, there's no rules about what it is. You just cast on 12 things, one a day for 12 days. And so neither one of us likes to really have a lot of whips, so it's hard for us
because it fills my brain with all the things that are
it makes me feel like
active. Right.
I haven't gotten this done, and it's like,
and I got to remember where I am on this, and
yeah. So I don't know about you, but there's several that I literally casted on and haven't touched it since.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
And cast on 3 stitches.
Yes. And it's like, bye.
Right.
I'll see you in a month.
Check.
Check. Here you go. Here's my picture for today.
Right.
So
and you did better than I did because I didn't plan to do it.
Oh.
And then I realized I bought this yarn and was like, I'm casting this on December 1st.
Well count it, yeah.
And then I had snitches I wanted to do, and I had a couple of other things, and I'm like,
it became I may
as well do it.
Yeah.
You know, I had like 5. So, but I didn't have time to plan. You at least went through and planned. Every day.
That's how my brain works. I went through and pulled stuff from my queue, and I already, because my whole stash is already queued with patterns, so I just was like, okay, fine, you and you and you, and I made them. I got the project bags and the needles and the pattern printed off, everything was waiting for me. Because also, I do have way too many project bags.
Well, and that's
the one thing that I'm like, you can have 100, don't care.
And
like,
that's what I did last year.
Yeah.
But this year I wasn't going to do it.
You did it by the seat of your pants.
So I did it by the seat of my pants. And I had some late night cast-ons at like 11:30 at night.
Yeah.
10:30 till 11:30 was pretty much my cast-on time.
Just a sweet spot. So I finished 2. 10 Star and Gingerbread Boy were both 12.
Oh, right.
10 Star was my day 1. Mm-hmm. And the Gingerbread Boy was my day 10. Both of them are done. Whew.
Yeah.
And you don't have to get them done. Like, the whole point is literally just, but for me,
mm-hmm.
I need to get them the hell out.
Yes. Yes.
And then another thing is, I cast on so many shawls.
Mm-hmm. You did.
I was like, and I even had a Find Your Fade that I was planning to do, and I kicked it to, I did Gingerbread Boy instead. I was like, if I cast on another shawl, I'm going to lose my mind.
Right.
And
because then you're looking at, that is my whole next year of knitting.
Yeah, and to be fair, I'm not completely sold on the Find Your Fade anyway.
Oh, yeah.
So
that's true. You've been fighting
I've hemmed and hawed on that thing.
Uh-huh.
And so I was like, no, it kind of went the way of the breathing space. Like, I'll see you in a year. We'll reevaluate.
Right.
Yeah, I don't technically have enough yarn yet for it. And so I don't know. It felt like it was being forced. And
mm-hmm.
I just know myself. And I know that will never get done.
And you have enough other options.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll just start.
Okay.
Another one of my Christmas 12 Days of Cast-ons was, you know what, I'm going to start with something different because this one's, okay. Another hat, and this one is the Standing Infinity hat, and I'm doing it in that same yarn that I tried to brioche.
Oh, right.
Cloudborn.
Mm-hmm.
And I've got some of the ribbing done. And that's all I'll say about it. It is a really pretty hat because it's stripes, and you've seen the picture by now, but I'll show Alan. It's stripes and then one color twisted cable-y thing, which is kind of, I think it's really pretty. Yeah. And I'm trying to decide if I want to make it one of those bun hats, so like my ponytail can come out the top, because I do wear my hair up a lot, and I don't have any bun hats yet.
Oh, do it.
So I'm tempted, because I think it would be cool to have that cable and then your hair. I think that'd be cute. I don't know.
Braid your hair.
On the other side, oh my god. I don't know. So that's, luckily you don't have to decide until the end. But the only caveat will be if I can stand, because I mostly wear hats with my hair down because I'm precious about like how it feels on my forehead and my, like, basically that cashmere yarn we made our sock heads like that one, I could wear that against my skin, like faux show.
That is great.
But I mean, I'm basically like, am I saying right now that it has to be cashmere or it can't touch my head? I don't know, like I'm not sensitive, but like my head, except like here, and so I don't know, I have to decide if I'm gonna wear my hair up, is this soft enough?
Right.
So that's another reason I haven't decided yet. Right. But I think it would be cute as a bun hat.
Mm-hmm. Well, and you can try it on.
Right. Yeah. When it gets down, I might try it on, like wear it around with the needle. I'll just like hook the bag. Oh, and this is a Suburban Stitcher tea bag, which I love.
It is so cute. Yeah.
So yeah, that was like, I don't know, day.
Who knows? Day 1 through 12.
Who flippin' knows?
And today is the 13th, so we just finished,
which I loved. I loved that we kind of postponed.
Oh, I know.
We didn't do it on purpose, but when I realized we would be done with 12 days, I was like, oh, we can talk about it. Yeah. So that's one of them. One of my whips. One of my ongoing whips.
So I made 3 new snitches. So those were 3 of my cast-ons.
Yeah. Yes. Because you cast on what, 3?
Yes. And then the bandana cowl was 1.
3 stitches though, I mean. Doesn't it start with like,
it does.
Yeah, so you can be like,
one night at like 11:30, I literally cast on 3 stitches.
And you're like, bye, good night.
Yeah. And then the other reason, so I knew I was doing those. I had the bandana.
Oh yeah.
2017.
I haven't seen any pictures.
So I started it.
Like, I haven't even seen it really on. Ooh, pretty.
It is very pretty.
Oh,
it's so wrinkly because it's all balled up. This yarn is amazing.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, I need to remember to start alternating at some point because I have a second ball of this.
Oh, yeah. You're going to need to melt that.
Yeah, I'm going to need to melt that together.
So pretty.
Because you can see all the variegation in there. It is a great mindless knit because...
Just knitting and purling.
Yes, you're just knitting and purling, and you increase on one side with yarn overs.
I love that kind of texture.
And the waves are getting bigger. That it's supposed to be like peace rippling out into the world. They get bigger and bigger.
Okay.
And then you end with wavy lace. But she's really great. She, after each of these sections, she tells you how many stitches you should have on. So I have now gotten to where, because you're only increasing on one side, so I've marked where I have 50 stitches, and then I've marked where I have 25
I've
more.
done that before too.
And that way I only have to count from this number over.
Yes.
And it's great. I love it.
Cool. Well, that's what
super
I think
excited.
she purposefully makes stuff that's like a very calming, easy mind break knit. You know, like she does that on purpose.
Right. For this time of year, because we need that. And so this
Cool.
was one of my early cast-ons, and since it became my dark knitting, I was able to get quite a bit done. So that's the
Very
Project
cool.
Peace cowl. Shawl. Yes.
It was
cowl
a cowl
was last year. Project Peace shawl. And I'm keeping it in my anomalous mind because it's green and then it matches and coordinates, and I love this bag.
Yeah. Mine's coming with me to New York, I think, because it's still got my lucky. I didn't even bring my lucky number 7.
Oh,
it's still a whip. It will be for a while, and it's fine. It's but you know, I didn't even bring it because it wasn't a 12-day cast on.
Oh, right, because we had so many others to shop.
And I barely touched it because I was like casting stuff on all the time.
I know.
Or I was either working on this or Gingy.
Gingy. Oh,
Gingy.
Cute.
Yeah.
What do you have next?
Okay. So another.
Which one? She
One,
can't
I
choose
know.
which one. There's so many.
Okay, and they're all like I think.
And we're really not gonna we're not gonna talk about them all
No.
because the ones that are just 3 stitches that
Yeah.
you'll see in future episodes.
Yeah.
Let's see how long it takes this to go through all 12.
We'll be here next Christmas. Well, this was last year's Christmas cast. Right. So if you really, really, really want to know what I cast on for the 12 days, you can go to my Ravelry page.
Me too. It's in my project.
And I even tag mine 12 days.
Oh, that's good. I should go tag mine.
Just in case 2 years from now I want to be like, oh yeah.
Right. I think I did put in the notes like day 7 of.
Oh yeah, that works
cast-ons.
too.
Yeah.
So this was another. One thing I love about 12 Days of Cast-on, I know we gripe about it, but we wouldn't do it if it really made us miserable. But we just like to go, oh my God, what have we done? I love that it forces me to think about what I'm casting on because, like, I want a variety. So, like, I didn't cast on the Find Your Fate because I'd already cast on 3 shawls, 3 more. And so it was like, and I had Gingerbread Boy in my queue before, and
really?
I thought, oh my God, for Nolan a couple years ago, and then I took him out because I was like, I'm never gonna make that because I kind of went anti-toy for a while because of my wrists. And then
who posted it in our
It was
group?
Caitlin or Aaron or something, and I was like, oh my God, I'd forgotten. I want to knit it, and so then Aaron cast one on, and I remembered I had that brown yarn from making a teddy bear. And so I was like, okay, he's going to happen. And so he was not in my original plan for 12 days, but he came in on day 10 as I called an audible.
Right.
And cast on Gingy. But so, it kind of forced me to do that. To think outside my rigidness. And because I do that, I definitely am like, this is the plan, And,
I must stick to the order the queue is in.
Yes. And so, another thing though is because I did have several, a lot of my 12-day cast-ons were socks. And so I tried to do something different with each sock, like a different toe up or cuff down. And so this one, which I've done 2 at a time before, this used to be my go-to way of doing socks, and then I got away from it for whatever reason. You know how I just go in phases. So before I used to only do 2 at a time. But I haven't done it in a while, and since these are mustache perfect pairs,
love,
perfect pairing or whatever she calls it.
Love.
So I thought this is a good one to do 2 at a time because it's already in 2 balls and all that. So this is the Practically Perfect, the Mary Poppins colorway, and I'm super jazzed. So and I'm just using the SOS smooth operator sock, basic recipe. They'll just be tubes, and then I'll put in afterthought heels. So barely there, but I wanted to mention that, I didn't just cast on a bunch of toe-up socks. Like, one of them's toe up, one of them's cuff down, one of them's two at a time cuff down, which is the hardest cast on ever. I'm sorry. Holy crap.
I just did it for the first time on some mitts.
I can cast on.
Holy cow.
I can cast on two at a time toe up in my sleep.
Oh.
So easy. Cuff down is almost. This is the first time I've ever successfully cast on cuff down two at a time.
This is the only time I've ever done it, and it took me 2 tries.
Flipping hard. I tried like a year ago and couldn't do it. I was like, I can't do it.
I know.
Forget it. I just do toe up.
I know.
So that was another cool thing, because I really wanted to do cuff down. So I was like, I'm gonna learn it. It's really just getting that second one
oriented correctly.
Like, what? I'm like, that's not, because your yarn's coming out, like, if this is your needle and your yarn's coming out like this instead of here. It was rough, but I got it done, and they're not twisted, and they're
And I did one other thing that made it really hard for me was I needed it to be stretchy because it's for mitts here. And so I did a stretchy cast on, but then 2 at a time. So it's really hard and it's twisted rib. So I've got to knit through the back loop, and I did it though.
Pass.
Yeah.
Okay, I will say I did twisted rib on all of these, and I love it.
It's worth it.
But twisted rib lace weight.
Oh, I bet split. Right?
It was or
just hard to get.
Hard.
Yeah.
So slippery.
Hard to get the stitch.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that was another one.
One more whip that I'm going to show, because the rest are literally not worth showing. This was an audible, because like I said, I didn't plan.
Yeah. Your whole thing's an audible.
The whole thing. So,
pretty color.
Like Sally said, one of the things I do really like about this is that I get things on the needle
that you've been procrastinating. Yeah.
And I don't know why I procrastinated.
There's no reason.
It's mostly because the new shiny thing gets my attention first, and I don't go back to the things I've wanted to knit in the past.
Yes.
So, this is a new shiny thing.
I love that yarn.
I did get a lot of other stuff on the needle.
This is not an example of an old flame.
This is Araucania Nature Wool.
That's a very pretty blue.
It is a beautiful blue. I didn't even realize how pretty it is. And I have 2 skeins of it.
It's like dark wash blue jeans.
It is.
I love it.
So it's for my brother. It's a hat for him for Christmas. And I don't know, is that going to be too scratchy? It'll soften. He's in New York, so like he can use.
Yeah.
It'll soften when you wash it.
I mean, I don't know.
He's not as finicky.
Hopefully he's not precious like Sally.
Right.
Not precious for
because it feels okay here.
It's not scratchy. I think it's just.
I'm so used to merino.
I know, right? What is it? Oh, it's that.
It's nature. I think it's just wool.
Wool. I don't know.
But I'm doing the Rafa
Men's skin is so much tougher.
It is so much tougher. It's the Rafa hat.
Well, for the most part. I shouldn't generalize, but.
Yeah. Once they're not little boys.
Because Nolan's definitely precious.
Right. Little boys are precious.
You can give him cashmere and he's like, it's itchy. Like, back away.
So.
I don't hate it.
The Rafa hat.
It's not super scratchy.
By Joji Locatelli. Oh. It's the new, or Rafa's hat. RAFA''S. She made it for a friend of hers named Rafa.
I like that. Is that, I don't, you guys have seen the picture. I don't know what it looks like. Is it just that the whole time?
It's 1 by 1 ribbing, and then you have every 18 rows is a purl bump, like a garter ridge. So it's simple and plain.
But it's going to show off how pretty that yarn is.
Right. And my brother has blue eyes, so I thought, oh, this will be, this yarn will be good for him. So I'm trying to crank this out, but 1 by 1 rib, I'm so slow on 1 by 1 rib.
1 by 1 rib is the worst. It's not twisted though, right?
No, it's not twisted, but it's
I'm
112 stitches around because he has a giant head. So
men and their giant tough heads.
Yeah. So,
okay, well I have 2 more, but they're super quick. Okay. So the first one, I really only brought this one because it goes with something I'm going to talk about in trophies. The project bag does. So I did. This was one of my.
Did you get your set? Okay, sorry.
You should show up to knitting.
I know, right?
So another, like day 2 or whatever of my 12 days was casting on the second of Mitch's scrappy socks. And I thought I would show them just because they are going opposite colors.
Oh, because you did toe.
Isn't that fun?
That is so fun.
So, I mean, I really could have just kept going and like made an afterthought everything, which I might do for mine.
Because when you do that, you can
decide
where each piece
what you would do is make this color, like make this twice as long. Like I could have just kept going.
Right.
And then, because your colors end up reversed because you're going the opposite direction. And so.
But then, what about the ribbing?
You could go back and put in ribbing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or I guess technically, I just think it would be hard to like steek and finish ribbing. So I would rather cut stockinette and then pick up and do the ribbing. You could do it a contrast color or just save enough. And it would still end up, with opposite.
Right. Coloring.
Pattern. No, that one wouldn't. It would have gone the other way, right? What am I thinking?
Well, that's why I was saying if you do it too, you could decide this is the toe of the next one, right?
Yeah. That's exactly it. Thank you. I'm like, I knew I had it, and then, but then I was like, no, that's not right. It's been a week, y'all. Right. I'm super stressed out. I guess you can tell. So yeah. So I started that one.
Nice.
And I actually got some decent. I got. This is one of the more progressed of my 12 days. But I really wanted to get it past the toe increases so that now it's just straight knitting because that just makes me happy. Right. So I'm going to leave this project bag out because I have something to talk about. And then you don't have any more?
No.
Okay. So the other one is the same type, but because I had to be I had to make it different somehow. So it is my set of scrappy balls of faded goodness from Opal. So it's my set. And I cast them on cuff down on 9-inch circulars. Because I didn't have any more sock needles. Because talk about I've been procrastinating on these. I've tried them one time and I hated them. But things change. The way you hold your needles changes. Your attitude changes. And I thought I'm gonna, for 12 days of cast on, I'll do it.
Because you could cast it on that and then take them off and put it on something else.
Yeah. So I was like, whatever, I'll try it. I kind of like them.
Oh.
Like it would never be my favorite way. But okay, so we're going to New York City this weekend. We leave in 2 days, and I'm super stressed out because I am not ready at all, and I have to leave my kids and leave them leave them with food and laundry and clean sheets, and because my mother-in-law's coming to watch them.
And the itinerary of here's when they go to what.
Here's Nolan's medicine, because of course he has another sinus infection, and I'm just super stressed out. And my mother-in-law's going to stay in my house for 3 days. It needs to be pretty clean.
Right.
So yeah, I am out of time. So these needles are square. Not only are they 9-inch circulars, they're square. And I'll show them. So they're Collage brand. I picked these up at the lake retreat, just the get together that we do with our knitting friends. We always do a giveaway table, we did it at Knitsgiving too, where just bring stuff you don't want.
We're gonna do it at Camp Wolf Slayers.
I love it. Yeah. So I picked those up and I was like, I'm never gonna use them, but whatever. Obviously I thought I would use them or I wouldn't have taken them, but I'm glad I did because we're going to New York, and this was the perfect project to put on these 9-inch circulars. So I was going to show you that they're square, which I've never used before, but I like them. And I wonder if it's because they're square that they're not quite as, because the ones I tried before were not square, and it was really I didn't like it. But I wonder if being square means I can hold them a little easier.
Maybe. Yeah.
But the reason this is perfect for 9-inch circulars, and why I've mentioned New York City, is look at how tiny.
Oh, yeah.
When
that fits in your pocket.
That will fit in my pocket. And so I brought one of my Ipsy bags. This is my project.
That's awesome.
Look at how small. This will fit. I could fit this in my bra.
That's perfect.
And so walking around the city, if I don't want to have, because I really don't want to have my big purse with me, because I don't have my kids with me, so.
What do you really need to bring with you?
This will fit in my coat pocket or just in my little tiny, I have one of those crossbody like tiny purses that holds like, just the essentials, because knitting's essential.
It is. Especially in New York.
But if I was doing, like even with that mustache half skein cake, that it would
still be bulky.
Yeah. And then if I feel like I'm getting too close to the end of this one, I can bring the next one and it'll fit. This would easily fit in my other pocket or in the bottom of my purse. This is genius travel knitting.
Genius travel knitting. You are so
like
right.
I'm not going to work on it on the plane. I'll have something,
Right.
I'll have my lucky number 7 or whatever. But for subways and subway knitting and walking around knitting and standing in line knitting.
Definitely.
I was like, I nailed it. Well, and I didn't know I was going to love the needles. Once I found out I liked the needles, I was like, oh my God, I'm a genius.
Right. You are. Yes. Perfect.
Because, we got to travel light, And so I always worry about little purses because I'm like, what am I going to do with my knitting?
Right. I know.
Fixed it.
Yeah.
This might be my new go-to.
Perfect.
So,
always have one on the go.
Yeah. And I love this yarn I started with. Like, it's super, did I show it close? It's super fun. So, I mean, y'all will see these. They'll be a whip for a while, but
the orange and the pink and the
isn't it fun?
Everything together. And are these all from the same advent calendar?
Yeah, Mitch's and mine.
Well, but that's not all of them because you only have like 5 in each.
Yeah. Yeah, there were 24.
Right.
And so the rest will just end up in blankets or tiny. Right. I would love to make a little scrappy animal of some sort. I think that would be cute. But I love little scrappy elephants and stuff that are all different colors.
Yeah.
So they'll end up in something, but for right now I'm kind of loving the scrappy socks. So I'm really excited about that because, as we all know, I have no idea what I'm wearing in New York, but I know what I'm taking with me to knit. Right. So that's one, lucky number 7. And then one more that
you'll get a lot more knitting done there than you think, especially, well, it depends on how cold it is, because I was going to say, especially if you can walk and knit, but you might want to have your hands in your pockets.
Yeah, it's going to be, cold to Texans. It's going to be in the 30s.
That's cool.
So that's pretty cold. Yeah. But yeah, I won't have children interrupting me, so lots of knitting.
Right.
But we're going to be on the go a lot. So these might get a ton.
But if you're going to any tourist places, you're going to be in lines.
That's what I'm saying. Like these might get a ton of work on them because I'll just be carrying my little tiny knitting project. Yep. So that's a tip. If you can stomach the 9-inch circulars.
Right.
Which Magic Loop does I usually do Magic Loop and it does condense down, but it's not as small as this. No. Like this.
And Magic Loop can get tangled when you shove it in a pocket and
I worry about it pulling and making a ladder because the tension.
I've never had that happen. And I only do Magic Loop on my mitts and stuff, and I shove that in the pocket.
I only do Magic Loop usually, and I have had it where like if the loop, how it tries to like untwist, it pulls your stitches, and I just don't. It doesn't always create a problem, but it could.
Right.
And so this is not even.
No risk.
No risk.
Right.
Yeah. The only risk is like me being like, these are not actually that fun. But I didn't feel, because when I tried them before, it felt like I was knitting with like toothpicks. Like I hated it. But I don't know. I must have changed the way I hold my needles because I was comfortable.
Right.
Because the problem with them is that the needle's only that long.
Right.
And so if you're used to holding your needles further back, it's super uncomfortable. But I must have changed because this was like, I just didn't.
Just flew right
Blink an eye or whatever the phrase is. You ever just freeze your brain?
I know.
My brain just froze.
Okay, trophies.
Trophies. Okay, so.
Oh my gosh, what is that?
I know, I'll show you that in a minute.
Wow. Wait till you see that.
I know. Okay, so the reason I brought this project bag, and this is another Suburban Stitcher. This is probably, I think this is my first one.
No, because you bought it at Fiberfest.
I bought it at Fiberfest.
And you had bought hers
2 years ago.
Because I remember, because you were like, I have to get this one. It was the first Fiberfest we went to.
I don't remember if I had any before that.
I feel like you did.
I don't know. I love it. It's so me.
It is so cute. It's so clever, because then on the inside there's typewritten letters.
Yes.
So
it's my favorite. Like, if it's empty, I fill it. Like, it never sits. It gets no rest. So our friend Libby, from the infamous Advent calendar stitch marker fame, because she cray, she decided that wasn't enough. And we had a little text group. There's a text group with a few of us. She was like, send me a picture of your favorite project bag, and I'm going to make you a stitch. It's like, it's not really a stitch marker per se. It's like a zipper pull.
Oh, yeah.
Kind of.
Okay.
Like, I guess. I don't know.
Well, because it's a, I haven't seen it.
It's a set. It's a set.
Yeah. Oh, it's so cute.
Okay. So here's the bag. I sent her a picture. I mean, instantly. I knew instantly which bag was my favorite. Which is hard since I have so many. Okay.
She's so clever.
Like, I might cry.
Right.
I love it so much. Y'all. Okay. I'll go piece by piece. There's a typewriter, and it has a little white enamel piece of paper coming out of it.
Oh my gosh. Libby.
Then it has a tassel, which you know we love.
Yeah.
And it's the color of the bag.
I can't. Here we go.
Then, so those two things are both attached.
Oh, they're like progress keepers.
Drop something here. Yeah. Sorry, I should have practiced this or something. Okay. So those are on that lobster clasp right there. They're attached together. So that's like a zipper pull is probably what I'm going to use it for. If I can ever bring myself to use it.
Well, you have to put it on that bag.
I know. Well, I know, but like, it's so cute. Okay, so then there's 3 stitch markers attached as well that I just took off. 2 of them are just the color, like they have a little, which this is my favorite. Besides my hexagons from Stunning String, this has always been my favorite style of stitch marker. It's just a ring with a bead.
I agree.
So there's a white pearly one and then a perfectly matching aqua one. They're tiny.
They are.
Okay. Then there's another stitch marker that has the orange from the typewriter. And it has my S. And
it's like a typewriter key.
It's the same font.
She's so amazing. What?
Like, it's so pretty. And it's all on this thing, which I was like, oh my God, like, that's nice.
Right.
I love it.
So precious.
I would have bought this.
Yes. A bag maker needs to collaborate with her on her stitch marker set.
I mean, the attention to detail is amazing. If she ever opens a shop, y'all, we will be totally telling you guys, because this is so nice. And everything is so nice. Like, it's all, none of it's cheap.
Right.
Like, it's all super heavy duty. I might just do
there you
this.
go.
Because Diane does put those on there, which I love. I don't know if she does it anymore. I think so. I mean,
so cute. It just is so perfect, and Matt is so clever.
That's from a picture I sent her that I snapped with my phone.
Oh, she's so clever.
I mean, I literally have just stared at it. I'm just like,
I know.
I love it so much.
Libby, you're amazing.
And so mine, because it has a typewriter, it's a bit big for like a progress keeper.
Oh, right.
But I love it as a zipper pull. Like, I think it's thebomb.com. So that was a trophy.
Amazing.
Do you want to talk about our 12 days? Because you don't. Alan's gonna get one from Libby. She just hasn't seen her yet. Yeah.
Well, I have a trophy.
I have trophies, and then I also have our 12 days.
You brought it?
13 stitch markers.
Right.
From our Advent calendar. If you want to talk about those too.
Yeah, we can.
Okay.
Mine are over there. Hey, the sun's coming in now.
Yeah.
Okay, so my trophy is from Hill Country Weavers. And they had, when I was there for the Carson Demers class, they had a trunk show for Farmer's Daughter fibers. which is made in Montana.
I love that tag. I
I'm
know.
gonna get out of the sun now. I don't know if I can come close.
There's some silk in that, right? It is shining.
It is, yes. 70% merino superwash and 30% silk. There, you got it.
It's really pretty. It's not catching the shine on camera, but it's very shiny.
The color is Under the Big Sky, and it's 428 yards for 100 grams.
Oh, so it's like Montana. It's like the Montana sky. Wow, how pretty.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, that's what it is. So it's mostly cream.
Famously beautiful Montana sky.
Right. It's mostly cream with blue speckles, and I am going to make the monochromatic cowl by Joji Locatelli. That was in one of the interpretations. And she uses so good. Hers is in a creamy gray color. Oh. And so I wanted, it looks so nice in a monochromatic creamy gray. So I kind of wanted to stick with that, but I wanted a little bit of color.
Yeah, but that's super, it's blue and it's obviously blue, but there's so little of it that I think it'll just be, that's really pretty.
I mean, like you can't even see that there's blue when it's back here.
I kind of want it.
Yeah. So it's
kind of my jam.
600 yards, so I needed 2 of them. So I'll have some left over.
It's really pretty.
But I'm so excited to.
Whenever the sun hits it, it like blinds me. That's some good yarn when it. That's some shiny yarn. If the sun reflecting off, it's like too much.
Right. So so I next year, every month I'm going to cast on a new project from Interpretations, and I have picked out 9 of them from the first 4 interpretations that I want to do. So that's how I knew, like I was looking for yarn for those projects.
Good deal.
So 3 of the projects I have yarn for. The laneway.
The sweater that you brought with the 10,000 balls of green.
With the green. And then breathing space. And then now monochromatic cowl.
Fun.
So the 3 that I have yarn for. And then I'm hoping, because their new one, their Interpretations 5 is going to come out in March. Right. So I'm hoping there'll be at least 3 projects in that I want to knit, which, I mean, there'll probably be 12.
You'll have to decide. I know. You'll have to choose.
Yeah. So that and the
good choice.
Fiber Company Tundra. Thank you. I'm super.
I love that.
Excited.
Like I kind of want to order some of that.
Like I kind of want to cast it on first.
I know.
Cast it on right now.
I know.
But I think
you have to wait. That's the hardest part about your year-long thing is like.
I know.
You have to wait.
So it'll probably be February because January is going to be laneway.
Yeah.
Or. No, yes, January is going to be laneway because it's bright, springy colors. So maybe
and you would like to get it done before Hill Country Weavers.
So maybe I can get it done by then.
You never know. I mean,
I know.
I got this done way faster than I thought.
Right.
Depends on how much you enjoy knitting it.
And then the breathing space is fall colors, so I don't need to cast it on right away.
Yeah,
but
it could be pushed to July or something.
This is February for sure. Super excited.
That's gonna look gorgeous.
That's all my trophies.
Okay, well I went to West 7th Wool when the Yarn Carnival was there. And I met them. Again, please consider following the Texas Fiber Arts Instagram. I think they're only on Instagram.
I've only seen them on Instagram.
Yeah, Instagram account because they're bringing the awareness to how awesome we are in Texas with our fiber arts, and just because it's hot doesn't mean we don't know what we're doing. So I went to West 7th Wool because I had to meet them, and they're so cute. And they
have great yarn.
They do have great yarn, which I already knew that.
Right.
We took some selfies, so if you follow, you'll see my fabulous no makeup grossness. Because I did not know I was going to be on Instagram. But I was totally cool with it. So I went and I finally got suede bottoms for my slippers. So I brought one. I'm going to remember these.
Yes.
Talk about Tundra. I'm finally going to put some bottoms on my slippers so I can wear them because I have been wearing my other slippers a lot. So I'm excited to. My God, Daisy.
I know, right? She just sounded really
roll over. I think she's got a little apnea.
Yeah.
Anyway, so they're called Fiber Trends Suede 2-piece. Oh, I'm finally gonna wear a 2-piece. Baby's first 2-piece. Doesn't count, right?
That's our title.
Baby's first 2-piece. Slipper bottoms. medium. I got the medium, and they were $11, and
totally worth it.
Yeah, and so it's like a heel and a toe, like two pieces. So I really should have gotten those sewn on, but
all the cast-on
mania.
And I will say, we have friends that are still going to keep going.
Yeah, there are some who are doing it for 15. There are some who are doing it for 24. Is anyone crazy enough to do 31?
No.
I don't think we can be friends if you're going to do 31. So I also got...
That is such a beautiful blue.
I'm in a very cobalt place in my blue life right now, because you know I'm all about the blues. And it's usually aqua, but I'm in a cobalt place. I wore it a couple episodes ago. I have this cobalt like hoodie.
Oh, right.
And I'm obsessed with cobalt, which I was obsessed with cobalt several years ago, so it's just come back.
Right.
But
that is so gorgeous. It is so saturated and
it's
beautiful.
Vibrant. And I love that it's like, here's the darker spot, and then
it's
like,
still tonal.
It's tonal cobalt.
Right.
This is Time Traveler is the color. Yarn Carnival. And it's the Fire Dancer base, which is 100% superwash merino. And it's light fingering, and it's 150 grams, so it's a skein and a half.
So nice.
So I could make a whole big shawl or whatever. Is that not? Look at the depth of color.
Right?
Like this light color.
It is so saturated.
I love it. Yes, the saturation of color. And I really am trying to be more, I love speckled yarn. Love it. But I'm trying to buy more tonals or solids, because sometimes it's like crap. Like, I want to make this, and all I have is speckles.
Right.
So this, satisfied my cobalt craving, and fits well in the stash. This is something in my stash that is not queued. Ooh, I know that usually doesn't happen, but it was one of those like, I must have you. Come to me. So yeah, it came home with me, and I have no regrets.
Beautiful.
And I talked to them for a while, and I'm horrible with names. It's Matt. And
yeah.
I'm horrible with names. I love them both.
Right.
And I'm sure they don't remember my name either, so it's okay.
Come on, you're memorable.
We had a lovely conversation, and he recognized me. What? I know. Because to be fair, I'm not sure I knew what he looked like.
You might not have. He's
because you had met him at the booth, and I'd never met them before.
But I don't know if I'd recognize them out of context.
Yeah, and I don't think he had posted his own picture on the fiber art, so I was like, who's this guy talking to me? What's happening? And then he goes, I'm Texas Fiber Arts, and I was like, oh my god! So that was very cool. I'm glad that I went, and of course I had my husband and my kids with me, so I did not get to talk as long as I would have liked, because they were like, oh, like this. Literally, Nolan was like, I'm tired.
I'm so bored.
Because they like West 7th Wool for 10 minutes, and then they're done. And my husband likes West 7th Wool for 1 minute, and then he's like, bye. So, they were not amused when Mommy was talking to people for more than 5 minutes.
No chit chat.
So I didn't get to talk as long. I would have loved to say, and Victoria was there too, which was really surprising. I was like, so I just love it there. So I got that.
Yes.
Do you have any?
No.
Okay.
No.
So so we had our ornament exchange, and ironically, so I took the little basket with the yarn balls and the toothpick knitting needles, and I came home with one.
No!
Isn't that funny?
That's hilarious.
She used the same pattern. We so both kind of changed the shape of it.
Yeah, because hers is short like yours too. Who made it?
Amber.
Aww.
And I was super excited.
I know, because yeah.
I actually like her knitting needles better. I like the beads that she used for her knitting needles. Aren't those cute?
They are adorable.
I was like,
what'd she use for the sticks? Toothpicks still?
It's toothpicks. Oh. Might be. Is that matches? It might be matches.
Because they look thicker than a toothpick.
I think it's matches. Huh. But the beads. The beads are great, because that's, I have knitting needles that look like that.
Right.
And so I was really, and there is another little, but it got a little squished. There's another little So I thought that was really funny.
That is funny.
That I took a basket and brought home a basket. So it's been hanging on my tree. Barely remembered to grab it so I could talk about it. But so when we did a fun, we had dice, and we had, I'm leaning forward. We had this list that told us if you roll a 1, steal from the one on your left. If you roll a 2, steal from the right. If you roll a 3, unwrap your ornament. If you roll a 4, steal anybody's. If you roll a 5, unwrap it. Like there were a few that were unwrap it, and so you just keep going around and around until you've stole. Like until
everybody's.
It's kind of fun because sometimes you steal one that you don't even
know
what it is or even want it. I mean, obviously we all were like super happy with any of them that we ended up with. I would have been happy with any of the ones that were there. But it's funny because it tells you which ones to steal. There's some that you can have any choice, but there's some. It was a really fun little game, and it made it so that it wasn't like
just exchange.
You stole my freaking ornament. Like, you know what I mean? You couldn't get mad if the dice told you to do it.
Right.
And so, in all of that craziness, I ended up with this little basket.
That's funny.
So that was Amber. There were some cute ones, and it was so much fun. Like, at one point I said, this is the most fun I've ever had. Because it made it a game.
Right.
Instead of just like, being mean Chinese. What's it called? That's probably offensive. What's it
White
called?
elephant.
Dirty Santa when you...
White elephant.
I thought white elephant's when you bring a crappy gift.
Oh. I thought it was where you could steal, like you...
Well, what's the one where you bring a crappy gift? I think that's white elephant. I don't know. But the one where you steal, I don't like that one. And so this was more fun because it was like you rolled dice and that told you what... So that was... Look that up because that was... If you have a gift exchange coming up, it added to the fun, I think.
Right.
But it was also fun just to see all the knitted ornaments. Okay, and so, so I told you about my obsession with Wish.com, right? Yeah, so that Wish app, y'all don't do it. Don't start. Because you will buy things that cost $1 until you've spent $200. Like, I don't know how much I've spent, but like, it's addictive because their stuff is so cheap. And so look what I got. It's roving. It's that blanket yarn, which I am not going to knit you one. Don't ask.
You would never make one out of those.
No.
It would
fall apart in 5 seconds. And if one more person asks me to make them one, I'm going to take this and make a noose out of it, and I'm going to hang them with it. Or shove it in their mouth.
I was going to say you could choke them with it.
I'm so over those blankets. They're not even usable.
Right.
They're not functional. Stop it. But I got this because it was free on Wish. You just had to pay like $2 shipping.
Is it acrylic or wool?
No, it's roving.
Oh, wow.
But and I'm not gonna make anything with it. I'm planning to just undo it and make it into a nice yarn ball, and it'll just sit on a shelf.
Oh.
Like a decoration.
Cute.
Because it's my color.
It is totally your color.
Yeah. Isn't that hilarious? So if you are planning to make a hideous blanket, they are beautiful. I'm sorry. They are very pretty.
But they'll fall apart.
But they are not real.
Right.
Okay? And I know that there are some people making some with like pantyhose stuffed with to make
actual. That's a lot of work.
No, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. But how stinking fun, right?
Right.
There's also those like cowls that basically look like this, which I would never wear, but you know what? If you want one.
Where is that? You essentially just put that around your neck.
Yeah.
Like that's it. You got the
And
cowl.
then you walk the catwalk. Because that's the only place you see these.
Right.
Is like on the runway.
There is fiber flying everywhere.
Well, it matches with the Daisy hair, so you won't ever be like, Daisy, when did you turn aqua? Oh, wait. So I just had to show it because it's fun.
It is.
But
fun.
I'm not planning to make anything with it ever.
Right.
I could make a hat in 4 seconds that no one would be able to wear.
Exactly.
I basically bought it like as a joke / a decor item.
Right.
Isn't that funny?
That is cute.
I mean, because it was so cheap. Otherwise, I wouldn't have done it.
Right.
Okay, and then I actually have something else.
Oh.
But should we talk about stitch markers first?
Yeah.
I was just going to show them really quick.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
I'll just show mine.
Okay.
Because they're the same.
They're the same.
Except for my one-offs that are not the... Because I messed up.
I have had so much fun
it's
opening.
Really fun.
each envelope
It's
every
really
day.
fun.
It is so great. And do you have the tin?
No, I lost my tin.
What?
I accidentally left it at Knitsgiving, and Libby had it to give to me. She was like, I think you left your tin. And I was like, oh crap, yes, that was me. And then she ruined it with Dr. Pepper or something, or one of her kids did. And so I was like, it's fine. So I'm actually putting mine in my West 7th wool pouch. I think I got this for free, like when they first opened. It's perfect.
Yeah, because my tin is full, and we still
I was
have
gonna
like
say, like, the tin seemed kind of small because she didn't know how many big stitch marks. Right. So here's one Alan made. This was day one, and she said you just took apart a necklace.
I took apart a necklace.
I used it on my tin star because it's a big needle size, which I don't have a lot of, and it was navy blue. It matched. It was really fun. I was like, oh my god, that's the one and I was already casting that one on that day.
Perfect.
Like, it just happened to. I have no idea the order after like day one. But here's another one by Libby. She's really into these tassels, and it has a feather.
It's so pretty.
And this one's on a lobster claw.
And it's been great. It's been a good mix.
Yeah,
of lobster
because we
and
did not show. It's all supposed to be a secret. Okay, so Bobby is like the classiest.
Oh my gosh.
Stitch marker maker ever. Look, hers are always very
crystalline.
Shiny. Oh, he's upside down. He's hanging by his feet.
Oh.
But it's a little gingerbread man, cookie cutter, and Christmassy bead. I think Amber made these. I don't know if she handmade these tassels, but look at that tassel.
Well, and I was thinking that.
Did she make these?
I don't know, but
it's amazing.
That's thread.
It's thread.
And I could not have.
I would never. And it has a shiny bead on it. So in case you guys need ideas.
Right.
Oh, this was really sweet too. A white elephant.
A white elephant. Because at Christmas you do white elephant. The sun is.
I know that sun's
messing with.
It's a little white elephant. I think it's cute.
Yeah.
We all kind of oohed and squeed over that one.
Yeah.
There's a little snowman. I mean, this one, I was like, what? This is Bobby again.
And it's so clever because it's like
just beads.
Beads and sequins.
But put together in a way that make him a snowman.
Right.
This is another Alan one, right?
Yeah, that was me. I used one similar to it on one of my towels, and I think the string is too thin because I ended up knitting it into my.
Oh no! Well, I
laddered it down.
I love the stone, and Nolan. I almost didn't get this one back from Nolan.
That was another necklace I took apart.
He was like, I want that rock.
Right?
It's like, well, it's mine. Sorry.
It's another necklace I took apart. I've got to sit back to stay out of the sun.
And here's a skull, which was fun.
Yes, a sugar skull.
Yeah. I like the pink.
Mine was pink too. I was thinking it would be all different colors.
Oh. Okay, where'd that come from?
Which one?
It's just. This is not. I don't know why. I don't know where this came from.
Maybe that was already in it. Maybe you got that with the pouch.
Oh, I bet that was in the pouch, and I didn't see it. I'm like, where did this? This is one I made. Mine suck.
No, they don't.
Whatever. Mine are boring and like shitty quality. Oh, crappy quality.
But it's Christmas. It's a snowflake.
I do like the snow. I like the charm itself, but like, quality's not there. This is not my jam. And then of course someone had to show me up with a really pretty snowflake. I think this was Libby. It's really pretty.
Yeah.
Because like I don't take that extra step of putting like a pretty sparkly bead with it.
Oh right.
I love that.
That was Libby again. That was today, wasn't it?
I think this was today.
Yeah.
Isn't that fun? And then this one corrects that. This is I have a funny story talking about Nolan. He tried to eat this.
And I wanted to eat it.
He tried to lick it. He was like, I held it up. I said, "Ooh, look!" And he went, I was like, "Stop! It looks so real."
I kept like, it looks so real.
I know. I had it kind of laying, and I was like, "That mint's gonna stick to my knitting." And then I was like, "That's stitch marker." But when you have little kids, you're constantly like on sticky alert.
Right.
We gotta hurry or we're gonna be in the sun.
I know, right?
So that's the first 13 days, and it's been super fun.
It has.
Yeah.
And we have 12 more days because it goes all the way to Christmas.
And then I also got these from Wish. They're because when I go to New York, I'm gonna go to Pearl Soho. And I'm hoping to score myself a fringe supply field bag. And so I've got these ready to go. They're unicorns. I got them on wish.com.
Nice.
Super cute.
Very cute.
And then I
More trophies.
Merry Christmas.
Aww. Oh, we knit in Texas, y'all.
Yeah, I did. I got myself one too.
Awesome.
So when I went to West 7th Wool, they were there.
Aw, thank you.
I was like, I can't have Sal have one and not Al.
I know, right?
So that's going on my French supply bag too when I ever get it.
Oh my gosh, I would totally get a French supply bag just so I could put this on there.
You can put it on any bag. But
I know, but it would look great on a French supply.
it really would, because yeah.
Right. Oh, how fun. What can be in here? Am I opening it wrong?
It's a cupcake box.
Oh, there we go.
This is another tip. I gift knitting in these like cake boxes or cupcake boxes a lot. They're perfect.
So it's knitting?
No.
Oh.
I didn't knit you anything. This is left over from me gifting knitting.
Oh, neat. No, Sally. Oh my gosh, it's a bracelet. And wait until you see what it says. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
I'm kind of in love.
Oh my gosh. Oh, and the inside. Oh. Okay, so it says Wool Slayer. Can I get it? There we go. It says Wool Slayer. And then on the inside is stamped Al.
And I got one too.
Oh my gosh. Oh.
You like it?
I love it. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Oh my god, that is so cool.
I think it's pretty cool.
Oh my gosh, she's so clever. How did you even think of that?
I don't know. And it's not, I mean, this chick is not knitting related, but this is the shop.
We made her knitting related.
In case you want your own, she'll put whatever on there. This is the Etsy shop.
That is so cool. It feels good too. It's light.
It's real light.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Yay.
You're welcome. Merry Christmas.
Thank you.
I have been using my soap, and I meant to bring it, and I forgot, but I'll show you next time. It's super cool.
And we've almost used our whole, like I had done one that was the dial, and it's been a month. I mean, soap never lasts that long. So this sweater thing really.
Oh, it's conserving soap.
Yes, it makes
cool.
it last a long time.
Cool. Yeah, I don't usually use bar soap.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm actually going to take it to New York with me because that way because I'm always packing body wash and then it inevitably like spills or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to take my soap, my bar of soap.
And I always just take just use what's in the hotel.
Yeah, and I'll do
that
too, but I don't know. I get so dry.
Oh.
So, yeah.
How
Okay, so
fun.
do you have any freebies?
No.
Or do we want to do the list?
I'll put them on Facebook because we're already at like an hour and 40.
Oh, crap.
Because there are a
still
couple
have a
that
giveaway.
I know, and we have our challenge
list.
from. Yeah.
Oh, no.
I'll have to cut some out.
Okay.
But I can't sit.
And needs sunglasses.
Let me come join you on this chair. That doesn't help. There we go.
Just sit back. Okay, so do you want to do the list? We'll just blow through this.
Well, no, let's do our giveaway first.
Okay, hold on, because I already picked it up. Okay, so in honor of the new Star Wars.
Yay, Star Wars!
Which my husband gets to go see at midnight on Thursday, but I don't.
Oh, we're waiting for Phyllis to come to town so we can watch it with her.
It's actually working out really good because it comes out, Friday. So Mitch is going to see it Friday at Thursday night at midnight. And then he doesn't have to go to work the next day because we're going to New York.
Oh.
So, because he always goes on Thursday and watches them, and he's always like, that was a bad decision because he has to work the next day.
Oh, right.
So when we have the Star Wars giveaway.
Star Wars.
And so I think this is going to be a Ravelry. Ravelry.
Instagram.
Maybe I could do Ravelry. But I was thinking of Instagram. Should I do Instagram
it's
or
easier
Ravelry?
to share on Instagram.
Yeah, we'll do Instagram. So do a screenshot or repost my picture and tag us, Wool Slayers Podcast, and you'll be entered to win. That's all you have to do. And you maybe tag a friend.
Yeah.
Tag one friend and tag us. If you don't tag us, we can't see it always. So tag us. So we have this awesome bag made by our friend Jen, who we actually had knits giving at her house.
Right.
She made this.
Incredible.
And it's that shawl sack. It has the it has
a divider?
It has a divider.
Nice.
Impossible to show.
Right.
Has a divider that's the same print as the outside. There. And it has a drawstring. It doesn't have yarn guides, but it has a drawstring. And she said that she didn't like this ribbon. She said the ribbon is too small. So, but I think it's fine. So if you want to switch it out, it's super easy to switch out. But I like it. And then, so we have that. And then to match, Caitlin, our friend Caitlin, gave us this Lazy Cat yarn, celestial base in the Don't Blink colorway. It is lace weight wool silk blend, and it's a beautiful gray. Which I want to say, I feel like I have this Don't Blink in that semi demi that I'm gonna do. Oh. I think I bought this color. It's really pretty, but the name sounds familiar. There'll be a better picture on Instagram. Sorry, we're battling. And then from Stunning String, which this, okay, you know what's funny? So there we go. All three. Hi. All three items for our giveaway this time are from our friends. Oh. The bag is from Jen. The yarn is from Caitlin, and this is from Donna. She gave it to me as a thank you for something that I did, but still, like I don't even think we had a podcast when she gave this to me, but I never used it, and because I have another one. I have another one. Okay. And so I just was like, oh, I'll keep this one for when my first one breaks or gets lost. And I never used it. And so I thought, oh my God, how perfect.
It's Yoda.
And I don't think it would offend her if I mean, she gave it to me to use as I so fit. So it's Yoda, and it's, it's like a stitch
repair tool.
Yeah. And it can clip on your bag, which is super
I use handy. Mine in almost everything
project. Should have a lobster clasp, basically. So thanks to our friends.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks to our wonderful friends, we have a little giveaway package.
And it's so well themed.
And the movie's coming out.
Yes.
So
how long is it going to run?
It'll run probably like not next episode, but the episode after that.
So after the new year?
Yes. Okay. Yeah, we'll probably announce the winner in 2 episodes. Good luck, guys.
Yeah.
And they'll, it'll just be on our, if you follow us on Instagram and Facebook, you'll see it. But it'll be an Instagram giveaway. Okay, so now the questions.
Okay, so we were tagged by Liz Zimmerman of Just One In podcast.
Which we love, and y'all need to subscribe and watch.
Seriously, I don't know how she doesn't have more people watching.
She's amazing.
I love her podcast. I feel like I'm chatting with her, and
I feel like she's my friend.
Yeah. She's just so great.
We love her.
And she's doing Vlogmas right now.
She is.
And I love getting to see her. It does look so much. I thought Cast-ons was hard. Doing Vlogmas,
Thank God we have 2 people, so we can't really do Vlogmas.
We could figure out a way, but let's not.
It would have to be like my house, and it would be separate.
Oh yeah.
And nobody wants that. Nobody wants Sal without Al.
It's funny.
So she tagged us in the Knit Life survey.
Yes. And the way it works is it's a list of questions, and the podcaster or blogger is supposed to answer the questions and then tag 5 other podcast people.
Yes.
So we're not gonna answer all the questions because there's 2 of us, and if we did that, it would take.
We're already at like 2 hours.
Right. So the first thing is, what sparked your interest in knitting?
The show Outlander.
And mine was Knitty, the online magazine. Yeah. How and when did you learn to knit?
3 years ago, and I learned via YouTube.
And I learned 11 years ago via my mother. And then How to Knit for Dummies.
Oh, yeah.
And then YouTube, because I use YouTube all the time.
Right.
But YouTube wasn't around
Your
then.
poor face.
I know, right? I can't get away. There. That's not awkward at all. Okay, what is your favorite cast-on method? Long tail. What is your favorite type of knitting design element? Mine's brioche.
Mine's Fair Isle.
Yeah. What is your favorite project you have ever knit? Right? The little bird.
Little bird.
Mine's usually the most recent thing I knit.
And that's usually me too. In this case, that would be Gingy,
Mm-hmm.
but this is better than Gingy.
Yeah.
And yes, usually it's the most recent. The one I just finished is my favorite.
Right. And so mine would be the Stranger Things cow. Because I
Oh,
love
but you
that.
finished your
I did, but
bandana.
But it's so simple.
Stranger Things is
Stranger
pretty
Things,
amazing.
yeah.
That was probably my like epic one
Uh-huh.
for the year before this one.
Right. Right.
Yeah. So
Well,
I totally agree with that.
But we also did Starting Point. That's pretty epic.
Oh God, you're right.
I mean,
this has been an epic year.
epic year. Yes.
Okay.
What is your? Oh wait. Oh, how many projects are in your Ravelry queue?
I don't know.
I have 38.
Mine's gone down considerably thanks to Cast-on Mania.
Right. And me too. Think about it. I must have had 50 before because
Well,
I
and
have now Cast-on 12.
Yeah, and I had recently, my queue was at like 80, and I had gotten either knit a bunch or just said I'm never gonna make that. So it was already kind of decreased recently, and then Cast-on Mania happened.
Right.
So now I have 48.
Wow.
But
I thought I was high at 38.
Not all, and all of them I only put them in my queue if I have yarn.
Me too.
So
I think I have 2 in there that I don't have all the yarn for. Like I have
true.
part and I need
That's
to get more. Like a contrast.
I will also say that not all of my 12-day cast-ons came from my queue.
Me either.
Because like one of them was a second sock. Another one of my cast-ons was a blanket square for my scrap blanket.
Oh, right.
And so that wasn't in my queue. That was already in my project. So not all. I didn't cast on 12 straight from my queue. Gingy wasn't in my queue.
All my snitches weren't in my queue.
Yeah. So
yeah. What is your favorite weight of yarn to work with?
Fingering.
Mine's fingering or worsted. I tend to buy fingering because I feel like you can get a lot of bang for your buck with fingering, but I think I like knitting with worsted better.
Like the actual knitting process.
Right. Or DK.
I do. I mean, I like all of it.
Right.
Except maybe super bulky, and even that has. I'm just like they all have their place. But like my favorite has to be fingering.
Right.
For sure.
What was your first knitting project?
I did a hideous garter stitch cowl for Amelia, and it basically became a cowl because, and I mean my first thing I ever did was just a hideous amorphous lump of brown.
Oops,
yarn.
sorry.
But my first actual project that like I then put on my child, like it was, I actually finished it and it was a thing, was a cowl, and it was literally just a strip of garter stitch that I then sewed together.
Oh, okay. Mine is this.
Oh my God, I can't believe you chose that yarn
So
as your.
I know, but you know what? It actually was really smart. So it's this ponchette thing, like it would go over, but now I kind of wear it like a cowl.
That would be so hard. Was it not hard to knit?
There were 2 strands held together.
Oh my God.
One was like a kid silk haze mohair, and then one
For your
was
first project.
You
freak.
Went to the yarn store with my mother, and this was pre-Ravelry, so I couldn't look. I could only choose from the pattern books they had at the yarn store.
Right.
So and then
wow.
I picked,
That's
you
nice.
know, tried to pick yarn, and I think it was actually pretty smart because you can't see any mistakes because it's so fuzzy.
That's true.
Now it was knit in the round in stockinette, but then you flip
I like the other
You
side.
actually
I like the
wear it.
stockinette side better.
You can see all the flaws on the stockinette side.
Well, I didn't see that.
And
But yeah, I see what you're saying.
yeah, like you can see the end.
Gotcha.
I mean, you can't see it because the sun's in the way. But
Yeah, because you can't see anything because you're blinded. Let's get this going.
okay, so
But that's really cute. I love that you still have it. I don't think I still have mine. It
the,
was purple. It was hideous.
I never wear it, and the only reason I have it is because it's my
your
first
one.
Yeah. What is the longest time you have had a half finished project in hibernation? What is it, and when did you cast it on? Do you still want to finish it? I don't.
I usually don't. As we know, I'm finish or frog.
Me too.
Do it.
Yeah.
Pick one. But right now, I have an exception on my page, and it's those damn Stitch Surfer socks.
Oh, that's right.
I made the first one. I cast it on in May. I finished it at some point. And I had it in my 12 days to cast on. I was like, oh, that'll force me to cast on the second one. I managed to not. I managed to procrastinate and not do it. I managed to choose other things.
Maybe it'll be a single sock.
So that's the exception. It's been in my on my project page, or what is it called? Projects page?
Yeah, projects page.
Since May. It's kind of killing me a little bit. Usually I would be anti-hibernation.
Right. And when I think about it, I feel like my Shisui shrug probably
But you frogged it, so it doesn't count.
I frogged it. It took me a year to get to that point,
Yeah.
though. I had it in hibernation for quite a while.
Yeah. So there's always an exception, but as a general rule, I don't hibernate projects.
Me too. What is the largest project you have ever knit? Mine's Starting Point.
I think it has to be Starting Point as far as yardage, because I haven't made any blankets except one baby blanket and then my scrap blanket. If I ever get my scrap blanket, that'll be my biggest project. But as far as yardage, I think it's Starting Point because we used like 2,100 yards or something.
It was a lot. Yeah. What is the worst and just overall bad, didn't work out thing you ever knit? Explain what went wrong. Mine is that green sweater I frogged and turned into all the dinosaur eggs. And y'all saw all the things wrong with it. So.
Yeah. Mine's probably that cat hat that I threw away and didn't even take a picture. So stupid.
At least it was little.
It fell apart. Yeah, it was. It was just dumb. Like, it just fell apart. I don't know what happened.
What is your favorite kind of project to make? Mine's cowls and shawls.
Shawls, even though that's not evidenced by my most recent projects. Right. I'm definitely I'm known as the shawl queen. But I think I have so many now that I'm having to be a little more...
I'm moving on to sweaters.
I'm not moving on. I will never move on. But I do have to slow down the shawl production a little.
Right. I do a lot of fingerless mitts also.
You're the mitts queen.
Yeah.
Or the arm warmer queen.
Right.
Shawls, but I also really enjoy knitting sweaters and socks.
Right. What is your favorite type of fiber to work with? Mine is natural.
Any kind of natural?
Yeah. I don't do that. I mean, it could be superwash. So
yeah.
Or, I mean, it could have some nylon in it, but.
I would say anything with cashmere blend, like MCN.
Yeah. I do like alpaca. Are you a self-proclaimed yarn snob?
Yeah. Acrylics have their place.
Right.
I get it.
Not what I go for.
They physically hurt me.
Yeah. What is your dream knitting retreat or fiber festival to attend?
Camp Wool Slayers! That was not planned, by the way.
Not at all.
That's really funny. We just knew what we were going to do.
Camp Wool Slayers. What is the oldest yarn in your stash?
Oh, I need to look.
I don't know. I'd have to look.
It's probably something acrylic that I bought, or cotton.
I wouldn't have even put it in my stash online.
Oh, well, yeah, it's not online.
I probably have some
that's
10 or 11 years old that I bought when we first started making those felted bags.
Yeah.
And then,
that makes sense.
Like that Araucania nature wool, that blue, might be 10 years old.
I don't have anything that old, obviously, because I.
Oh yeah, you didn't start knitting.
But and a lot of my first, you go to Michael's and you buy all this, I've gotten rid of most of that. If I do have some, it's like black worsted or bulky weight, and I've kept it to make golf club covers for my husband, and he's got a few, but so I just keep holding on. I have like a red and a black and a white and a green, and I just keep, because I'm trying to do like different combinations of those colors for all those golf clubs. That's probably the oldest I have.
Yeah. Are you a gifty knitter or a selfish knitter? Selfish.
I am selfish for the most part. I do try to make a few gifts.
If you're knitworthy.
But they're small, and you have to be very close to me.
Yeah. Me too.
Or my child's teacher.
If you're knitworthy, I'll knit for you. It's hard for me to know. It takes a while for somebody to be knitworthy, because I need to know that they will actually appreciate it and know everything that went into it.
I've definitely made some mistakes with who I've given knitting to, and so I used to be more generous. And then it's like, well, that was a waste of yarn and time.
I've been, you know what? That's true. I've been more generous in the past too.
Yeah, but then you realize they didn't get it.
Right.
And so I'm not going to do that anymore.
Right.
And it's nothing against them.
They just aren't.
I mean, it's not like you're a bad person if you're like, what the heck is this thing? But it's more like a reflection of like, oh, I assumed they would like that.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. What do you like to watch or listen to while you knit? Knitting podcast.
Knitting podcast for the most part. I do like to have at least one like old show that I'm binging, just for like, because you don't always have, you know.
Right. Do you prefer wood or metal needles?
Metal.
Metal.
Hands down.
Yeah. Is there a pattern or project that you have knit more than one time, just for fun? Mine's the Gaptastic cowl. I think I've knit I've knit 3 of those.
And you and I, neither one of us really like making multiples. Probably, I've made 3 professor sweaters, and I've made like 3 dishcloths. No, I made a bunch of dishcloths one year I made a bunch of grandma's favorite dishcloths for gifts for my family one year.
And that's pretty much the only time I repeat. Like,
yeah.
I made all those snitches. I made all those sweater
Small
covers.
stuff, really. I would never.
Right.
Yeah, the professor sweater, making 3 of those killed me.
Did you make them all for Nolan?
2 for Nolan, 1 for Amelia.
Yeah. They were for your kids.
Yeah.
Do you have any other hobbies?
I read.
I crochet and sew.
I'm an avid reader.
I read also, but I consider that a necessity.
I have always like, reading was my very first passion. Like I've always been like, well, there's Sally has a book in her hand. Like I'm that, yeah.
I was just telling Zane about this because he was saying he was bored, and I'm like, when I was a kid, I never left the house without a book.
No.
Now knitting is what I never leave the house without.
Well, and I always have my phone, which has my book on it.
Right.
Oh, covered.
I never ever left the house without a book.
At least one book.
Right.
If not more.
Right.
Yeah. So I think reading is.
I think it's a necessity.
It's a hobby. Well, but I mean, it is a hobby though, because it's not like it's something that I do for fun. That's a passion.
Right. What is your favorite snack? Mine is I know it is kind of hard, but it's usually whatever is in my pantry, and a lot of the time it's whatever my kids haven't eaten.
Most recently, it's fruit. I eat a lot of fruit.
I like crackers.
I'm not really. Yeah, I like crackers, but like I'm not doing that right now. Right. So fruit. Sorry, I'm boring.
Yeah. What is your favorite color? Turquoise for me.
Teal, aqua, turquoise. Yes, all the turquoise.
Right. Do you have pets? If so, tell us about them. Stacy, who you hear snoring.
Evidenced by the old man snoring. That's Stacy. She's a
mix, but we think she has some pit bull and some American Staffordshire Terrier.
She's really cute.
Yeah.
I have Builder, who's mainly like English Springer Spaniel. We're pretty sure he's a mutt. We don't know anything about him except we've had him 12 years, so he's at least 13.
Yeah.
Because he was like not fully grown, but like almost fully grown when we got him. So we usually age him like a year. Yeah. And
Daisy's probably 3 now. Yeah. So, but she seems like an old lady.
She snores like she's 87.
I know, right? Last but not least, coffee or tea? I drink tea because I don't do caffeine, but man, I love the taste of coffee.
I do both. I drink coffee. I have at least 1 cup of coffee every morning in order to function. Then I usually have a second one for pleasure. Nice. I have one it's like
a necessity.
It's a necessity.
Right.
Second one's for that one I actually taste. The first one's like and then
if you could mainline it, you would.
Yeah, I would take it in pill form. I absolutely would. Right. So that then I could actually taste the second cup. And then lately, now that it's gotten cold, I do have like a 2:30 p.m. coffee. Yeah. It's so indulgent. It feels so indulgent to be like waiting for my kid's bus, drinking coffee and sitting and knitting. Oh, I love it.
That does sound indulgent.
Because that's like I do everything I have to do up until like 2:30 because my kids get home around 3:30. And
give yourself that hour.
That's my lunch break. And I drink my coffee and I knit and I wait for the bus and it's wonderful.
That's nice.
And then I drink tea at night, like herbal tea. I drink tea at night with my manatee that you saw last week. I usually have that at night.
Yeah. And that's it.
And it helps with the whole like after dinner snacking. I drink tea.
Oh yeah. I have found that because I created a tea advent calendar for myself.
Oh, I've been wanting one. Making one for yourself is genius.
Well, I have all this tea that I just
should
wasn't
do
in the
that.
habit.
Yes.
So it's right over there. You can see it.
Okay, that's a great idea.
And you can still do it. There's 13 more days.
True.
So what it's done is I had all these nice teas, but I wasn't in the habit of making tea.
I'm the same way. I have a whole tin full.
Yeah. So I just made one for each day, and every day I take one off, and I make my cup of tea.
That's a great idea.
And I have found since drinking tea, I am way less hungry.
Oh yeah.
During the day.
Yeah.
Like my stomach is so full of tea.
Yeah. So. And because I just out of habit get hungry at night.
Oh right.
And so I drink tea. Yeah. And eat fruit. So yeah, that was fun. So we have to tag some people.
We have to tag.
Thank you to Liz for tagging us.
And seriously, Just One In podcast. She is
Please
so
check her out. She's awesome.
Yes.
And she sings.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah. So we are going to tag Shocker Suburban Stitcher.
No obligation to any of you to do this because it's a lot of questions.
Right. But it was fun.
It was fun
talking about it and thinking about what we were gonna do. And we ended up both answering.
I know.
everything.
We said we weren't going to.
I know.
So Suburban Stitcher.
West 7th Wool podcast. So W7W. Mm-hmm. I think is how you find it on YouTube.
Mm-hmm. That's our local. That's where I got all that stuff.
Mm-hmm. Our local yarn shop.
Store. Love it.
And
their podcast
hilarious.
is great.
No.
Yeah.
Worsted Knitting Podcast Ever, which is Twisted Owl Fiber Studios. It's their audio podcast. They're on iTunes, and they are hilarious. And
we love them.
Yes.
In real life. So
love her yarn. Oh, so great.
Yeah.
And then Wool Pig podcast, which
we think Yarn Junkie podcast has changed her name to Wool Pig.
Yeah.
Okay. I saw it on Instagram, but I haven't seen it on YouTube as Wool Pig. So
yeah. I think you can still find it if you search on YouTube as Yarn Junkie.
So it's Amber. Probably not gonna get the questions answered because she's about to have a baby.
Yep.
Like literally in a week.
Yep. So those are 4 Texas podcasters. Mm-hmm. And then we're gonna send one shout out to a 5th one that's not a Texas podcaster, but love her podcast.
She snuck in. Mm-hmm. She fits.
Right.
So we're gonna put her in.
Diane O'Brien, which
River Falls Plantation is her podcast.
But it still comes up as Diane O'Brien. So
I think it's because her YouTube name is Diane O'Brien. But her show name is River Falls Plantation.
Okay. And she hasn't put anything up in a little while.
She's probably knitting she probably lost her fingers and then just knit them to nubs.
She can't
Talk about a gift knitter.
Right. Oh yeah,
epic.
The answer on that one is not selfish
not
at all.
Not selfish ever.
So we're tagging y'all, and
if you're so inclined, we'd love to hear your answers.
Yeah. It was actually fun.
It was really fun. Yeah.
Okay, that's all we have.
Okay, sorry for the
2 hours.
Okay, also, show notes are going to be delayed because I got to go to New York. So, show notes will be delayed, but we're going to release on Friday. But, well, unless...
Right. Well, they will have seen this.
We're planning to release on Friday. Right. But you'll get show notes later. Sorry.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks, y'all.
We love you. Merry Christmas. Happy holidays, whatever you celebrate, we love you.
And don't forget to slay.
Bye.
Bye.
That's for Liz. Liz only.
Oh, that's right.
Oh my God. She's so interesting.
So, yeah.
We'll talk about it in the real part, but she's just singing and it's beautiful.
It's incredible. I have no talent.
0.
I can knit.